Up, tubers? It's your boy, Trey Hustle's back with another video. Today, we're going to be talking about how you can use the marketplaces and not be used by them. Got this idea earlier when I was thinking about I got off these marketplaces and they're still trying to not let me get off fully. So far I've been able to fully deactivate off of Uber Eats. I've been able to fully deactivate off of Grubhub. Doordash keeps saying that they're calling me to confirm my deactivation, but they will not deactivate my account because they say that they call me and no one answers, which is crap. Because they haven't called me. Because I gave them my cell phone number, my direct cell phone number. But anyways, I also, those that don't know me or is first time watching the video, my name is Trey Hustles. I run a restaurant. I run a few e-com businesses. I talk about them here. That's about it. I try to teach people how to avoid getting scammed by third parties and what to do to grow businesses, how to start businesses, things like that. How you can use the marketplaces and not be used by them. Basically, how I would look at the marketplaces is, and there's different ways that I would play different marketplaces. So, like how I would, if you have a restaurant or are trying to come out with a food business or have like a new food business, what I would do with the marketplaces is I would sign up for of the lowest tier of their account of commission. I think the lowest one is 20% now. Yeah, used to some I can't remember which one, but don't hold me to it. They used to have a 15% commission tier, but now I think they've done away with that and the lowest one is 20. So yeah, I think they have 20, 25%, and 30%. So what I would do is I'll sign up for the 20% account, mark my prices up, and then I'll kind of look at that money that you lose as marketing. Because when you first get going, you're not gonna have that much marketing. But then what I would also tell you to do, and you can do this if you have an e-commerce business as well. Let's say you sell sunglasses on Amazon and wherever it makes sense to sell sunglasses on or whatnot. Let's just use that as an example. I would sell them on the marketplaces and go ahead and take the fee or whatever and just look at it as a lower amount of profit and then as a marketing tool. And then what I would do is when those sales happen, when you ship your sales, what I would do is I would insert some type of flyer or some type of marketing effort that directs them to order from your website next time. I've been able to successfully convert a lot of my DoorDash and Grubhub and Uber Eats customers from those marketplaces to just using my app and my website to order to go and for delivery as well. So I have a website that there's a bunch of these different websites, companies that are offering restaurants the ability to have their own website and also have that website have an Android and iOS app. The process is pretty simple to set these things up. The one I use is called owner.com. Working on a video still for explaining how the owner.com setup works. I should have that video done here soon and I'll upload it. You can look out for it. But anyway, what it does is it gives you your own website that does online ordering. Then what they do is they partner with the third parties and they give you flat rate delivery, which the customer pays for. So you essentially get all your revenue for all your sales. It's not cheap. It's about, I think I pay like $4.99 a month or something like that. So it's like $500, right? And they charge your customer like a processing fee or something. And then they charge, but I mean, it's better than you getting taxed by DoorDash, period. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like most people nowadays, they know if they're going to order delivery, then there's going to be a charge. There's always been like a, delivery charge or whatever, I guess, unless it was like Domino's or whatnot. But most people nowadays, they know if they're ordering delivery, they're going to pay some fee for the convenience, right? So what I would say is set that up. And then also, here's another tip. go ahead and you need to make sure that you get your domain and you set up your domain yourself, whether it's through GoDaddy, iKnows, or whatever company you want to use to buy the domains and manage your domain. I would purchase the domain so I own the domain. I've had three different website providers that provided my um online ordering website. And every time I just switch the domain and then I forward it to whatever address they set up to the website. So my customers, the website seems the same to them, but then the look will change or whatever, and the flow of the online ordering will change. But the website domain is the same, so that never like interrupts your customers from going from, website, whatever website I switch to and from or whatever, right? And yeah, just convert all the DoorDash or eBay or Grubhub or whatever sales you can convert, you know what I'm saying, from from the marketplaces. Like even if you sell on Amazon, like don't do FBA because I'm hearing that like with FBA, they're switching up some stuff to where you're gonna lose money if they lose your package or misplace it or break it or anything like that. If they mess up your goods, like they can't find it or anything like that, or let's say you send them 100 or something, and they say they received 80 of them. Yeah, I heard they're changing the way they pay you out. They're not going to be paying you like the retail price anymore. They're going to be paying you like the cost to make the goods, less the shipping or some crap, which is trash because that's basically putting you at a loss. That's making you operate at a loss if they ever lose your product or your shipment or whatnot. So what I would do is I would include in my package some way for you to acquire those customers. I know these companies, that's like their game is owning the customer, but there are ways, like I said, like what we do at my restaurant and what we've been doing for I guess like what I've had owner.com since about April this year. And we're in the end of the year, like December, I don't know, it's after Christmas. It's like the 28th or something like that. 29th something. It's like the 20, I think it's the 28th today. Yeah. But yeah, the what we do is, and actually owner.com, they have a little button. If you go into the back end of the you go to the back end of the program, the desktop version. You can go in there, you can click a button, and they'll actually just send you the little flyers, and they'll have your website on it. It's a nice little flyer, has your logo on it, and then you give them like 20% off their first order. Boom, right? So it's like taking your customers back. You know what I'm saying? You need to take your customers back from them because if you don't, you're just gonna always be in the cycle of paying them. You know what I'm saying? And you don't want to be paying them because it's gonna make you operate at a net loss. You know what I'm saying? There's really not a efficient way of making money for these marketplaces. You're always going to be at a loss because they're going to always up the processing fee. They're going to always up the fees. They're always going to up the fees because you got to remember they're a business. They're here to make money too. So it's not like just dissing them, but this is business and business is cutthroat as hell. So, you know what I'm saying? It's about you keeping as much money and profit in your company as you can. So, for them to take 30% plus the processing fees and whatever fees they just make up fees. You know what I'm saying? They just make up fees. Like they could just make up a fee tomorrow, send you an email and tell you, hey, this is the new fee and start charging it. You know what I'm saying? And before you know it, they're taking 55% of sales, 52% of your sales. You know what I'm saying? I said this in other videos. When I really got hip to it is when I had a customer complain that the driver stole their food or they didn't get their order and the driver had stole their food. So I had to remake the order and I called DoorDash and I said, hey, what's up with your driver taking the food? And they said, oh, well, we'll go ahead and remake the food and we'll pay you for that order too. And when they sent me the confirmation email, I looked at it and they only sent me $16 of a $33 order. So I started doing math and looking at all my orders over the last months and stuff like that. And like really like I took like 2 days of like any time where I wasn't like, handling my business at the restaurant or handling my other businesses supposed to be my free time. I started just diving through the numbers. And I noticed that they were taking like 50. 2% of the 50 something percent, 52%, something like that, of every order. You know what I'm saying? Even though I thought they were taking 30%, and I had marked up my prices, and I figured I still was making a little bit of profit, so it was cool. And I had an opportunity to remarket the customers, but it's just it's too steep of a price to pay, because the price, like the money that I was like net loss on those sales, I could have bought a whole billboard, like a premium billboard for that money, and other marketing tools as well. So, I decided to go ahead and cut my losses with them, because it's better to just make the revenue that I have at the profit margin that I have set up than to have them just taking all that money, and it's basically like a marketing thing. So yeah, and then like right now for me, the only one that like just doing it straight up makes any sense is like eBay. Like their fees are still like to me pretty decent. You know what I'm saying? Like eBay is a pretty good marketplace to sell on. Etsy's a pretty good marketplace if you sell like handmade stuff. It can be pretty good on there. It's really competitive, and a lot of people, they don't actually make a product, so they don't have like success on there. They'll just find like a little product and try to sell it on there or whatnot, and that ain't gonna really work. You need to kind of be making something for Etsy, whether you like sew stuff or make whatever you make, candles, whatever. But yeah, selling on marketplaces is really like not the move to me, like for 100% of your revenue. You always want to set up a website, your own website with your own email list, with your own text list, newsletter, social media, all that stuff. You need to own all that stuff. You need to have all those tools set up so that you can win. Because if not, you're just letting basically these marketplaces own your customers. You can never remarket them. You'll never see them again. They'll just keep ordering on DoorDash. They'll just keep ordering on DoorDash. That's what I've noticed. Like some people, they just go on there and they just order every time. Like you'll see the same name with the same info on there, you know what I'm saying? And it's frustrating because, they order $50 worth of food and you get $23, and you're like, man, it just really screws you up. It really sets you up for failure. So I would suggest that you get a website, start building up your lists, start building up your customer bases so you can remarket and do things on your own. Maybe offer a slight discount to the customer instead of paying the marketing, the commissions. Because you're going to pay that commission every time, versus if you give them 20% off the first order or whatever, then they use that, then they come back and back. Then, if your product's good, they're going to come back and back and back and back. You know what I mean? So, you know, just think about that, and, get a website, look at GoDaddy, look at IONS or something like that. I'll try to put the links and stuff for y'all, man. Yeah, man. That's pretty much all I got today on that subject. Yeah, man. Keep hustling. Peace.